I think the most stressful part was honestly waiting. Like once your applications are in, all you can do is sit there and just like hang on. But it all works out in the end. So yeah.
It was also really stressful when you were doing the application if you got in top school because you wanted it to be like perfect because you didn't want them to be like, oh, we don't want you. And I don't know, that was the most stressful part for me. So I was like, oh no, like this better be good.
So for me personally, I got denied for my number one and then denied by a lot of other schools. So it was a really stressful process until like the point that I was only down to 2 schools, which I kind of wanted to go to like mediocrely. And then, but like now I'm going to the school that was my number 2 because they eventually let me in the fall. So I think like the biggest like non kind of stress thing is to just think to yourself that like everything's gonna work out the way it should. And just know that like you can only do so much that you've already done and like through essays and stuff. So yeah.
So the most stressful time of the college admissions process was when I was first initially building my list, because you're given such a huge and great list by the college counselors that it was really difficult to even know where to start. But once I had gotten that whittled down to colleges that I liked and started really visiting them and knowing what I liked, the visits were incredibly helpful for really knowing whether or not I would fit there. That was probably the most helpful, and it was not stressful to visit colleges. The biggest piece of advice I have is clearly delineate time that's for college and not for college, because you don't want to be constantly having this small side conversations about where you're going to college and being surprised by it all the time. So like set out time where you're going to discuss your plans for college and stuff. You don't just want to constantly be surprised about it all the time, because that can get really stressful really quick.
Okay, so I think the biggest kind of source of stress comes between like you and your parents and like coming through deadlines and trying to get everything in right and trying to make everything perfect for your application. So you have to keep in mind that it's going to get stressful between you and your parents, and you guys have to communicate and make sure that it doesn't, affect anything, because it's just college, and well, not it's just college, but it's a decision that you both have to make together, and you both need to listen to each other.
Don't put too much pressure on your kids for a specific college, because at the end of the day it's their decision and they're going to be happy where they end up.
And they'll tell you if they got in or not. Don't hound them and keep asking if they got in.
Okay, so one piece of advice I have is to get other people to read your essays that like really know how to write, not just like your parents, I guess. I don't know.
So my advice to you is that things are just going to be unpredictable, and that's the only thing you can predict, and you just got to trust that, and then things are just going to work out.
So my piece of advice is to just trust the process. Don't necessarily worry about what other people are doing. Your own situation is going to be your own situation, and just make sure you don't, procrastinate and leave things off until the last minute, because that's always painful. Writing college essays at the last minute doesn't ensure quality, and it really is stressful. So just trust the process and be smart about how you go about the process.
My piece of advice would be to just enjoy. Waiting is probably the hardest part of the college process.
I agree.
So just keep doing fun things, keep your normal life, and that's the best way to get through it all, I think.
And definitely don't stress about where you get in and where you don't, where others are getting in, because it all works out in the end, and where you're meant to be, you'll go. And if you don't like where you are, you can always transfer, and that's an option many people don't remember, but it is not that big of a deal if you do have to transfer.
Apply to colleges early.
The college boot camp was really helpful. I didn't really know what I wanted to write about for my essays, and I didn't know how to do all the applications, so going to that over the summer really helped me get a jump start on everything I wanted to do.
Okay, for the college process, I don't really think I stressed about anything, because I knew eventually I would get accepted into some colleges, and I had some safety scores to make sure that if I didn't get the top one I had, that I knew I'd be going somewhere. So the advice that I would give is to just stay calm, because you'll get into a college eventually.
Get your applications done and apply early.
I would say definitely it is worth doing your research.
I know going into my junior year and my senior year, that's all I did. I just researched and really thinking about what you want in a university and what you want in your college experience, what you want moving into your career, moving into the world. And it's really worth being really thoughtful about it. And I think that goes for parents and rising seniors. It's really important to know what you want so that you can know what you don't want, what you like, and it makes the whole process, it makes you a lot more sure of yourself going into it, and you feel a lot more prepared. So knowledge is power. Know what you want and act on that.
So my advice to students would be, don't be afraid to apply somewhere non-traditional. Right now I'm going to be attending a dual degree program between Columbia and Sciences Po, which is in France. And when I first found out about the program, I thought it was really cool, but I never thought I would want to do 2 years at one school, then 2 years at another. But then I convinced myself to apply just because I thought I owed it to myself, and then that's where I ended up going, and I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. So don't be afraid to do something a little weird.
When choosing a college, don't choose pick a college that you feel most at home with, and a college that you like the most. Don't pick it because your parents want you to go there. Pick it because that's where you want to go, and don't let your friends influence you. Pick where you want to go and where you know you can be happy.
Definitely getting all of your ACT and SAT stuff done before senior year could definitely smoothen out the college process for honestly everybody, in the whole family too.
Some advice that I would give is to trust the process and start as early as you can, because in the end it's all gonna work out, and no matter where you end up, you're gonna have fun and it's gonna be a good time.
My biggest advice would be, don't get too stressed out. Everything will work out, and go visit a lot of different types of schools to see which ones you like. And yeah.
Yeah, so for the application process, it just is really important just to stay calm and basically keep your options open. For me, my process is a little different going with athletic recruitment, but really just keeping your options open and making sure that the place that you end up picking is right for you. And really the difficulty is just, I guess, waiting. But other than that, if you just get your applications done early and not wait till the last minute, you'll end up being good.